There's a lot of buzz around gluten-free foods these days, right? You walk into a supermarket and boom, gluten-free pasta, gluten-free bread, even gluten-free cookies. What's going on here? Is this just another diet fad, or is there something more to it? Well, buckle up, because we're diving into the real reasons behind the gluten-free craze that's taken over the world. Health concerns, the starting point. Let's kickstart with the most obvious reasons, the health issues. Now, you might be thinking, is gluten really that bad for everyone? The short answer, no, but for a growing number of people, yes. We are talking about people with gluten intolerance and celiac disease. These people experience various unpleasant symptoms whenever they try to intake gluten because the protein that is found in wheat, as known as gluten, damages the lining of the small intestine, which leads to inflammation in other areas of the body. But here's the twist. The rise in gluten-free products is not solely for the health purposes or people with such diseases. It's about a broader health movement that swept up everyone from fitness enthusiasts to your next-door neighbor. The reasons are numerous, but the common ones include improved digestion, increased energy, and even instances with improved weight. Whether or not these benefits are scientifically proven, the general notion that gluten is something to avoid has been extremely popular, and as a result, the number of gluten-free products increases year by year. Social media, how one post changes everything. Ping, new upload alert. Check it out now and see what's trending. Now, these kinds of notifications are nothing new. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and any other platform. You name it, and this notification has at least popped up on your phone once in a day. One day, an influencer comes out saying how much better they feel or how her symptoms won't flare up anymore, simply because she decided to go gluten, and then all of a sudden going gluten-free is the new trend. The gluten-free change is one of those popular trends which social networking seems to promote the best. Just think about it. One post of a gluten-free meal that looks oh so appetizing can create the desire for more. And let's be honest, how many of us out there have not attempted a new dish simply because we saw a good picture of it on social media? Another essential cause of the rise in gluten-free products is being influenced by peers. Now imagine this. You have a friend who has recently gone gluten-free say something like, "I feel so much better. I have more energy, I'm not bloated, and generally feel healthier." And then you begin to see their skin become radiant, their change in mood, which isn't cranky anymore, and they have even shed a few pounds. And then all of a sudden, you do not feel crazy for complaining of celiac disease and desperately needing gluten-free products. After all, if the denial and minimization worked for them, maybe it could work for you too. And this is how being influenced by peers becomes another factor in the rise of gluten-free products. Celebrities as the trendsetters and tastemakers. Now, turning our focus on the celebrities, they have been giant contributors to this gluten-free business. Thanks to trailblazing celebrities like Gwyneth Paltrow, Novak Djokovic, and Miley Cyrus, ditching gluten has become the coolest thing since sliced bread. Gluten-free, of course. Gwyneth Paltrow, the OG gluten-free guru, has been spreading the gospel of gluten-free living for years, swearing by its transformative health benefits. Meanwhile, tennis superstar Novak Djokovic credits his gluten-free diet for his unbeatable serves and championship wins. And let's not forget Miley Cyrus, the free-spirited songstress who's all about that gluten-free life. She's been sharing her favorite gluten-free faves and inspiring fans to join the movement. But, oh, how can one not follow the footsteps of such big stars whom they have always looked up to? And when celebrities speak, people listen. It's not just about health anymore, it's about a lifestyle. If going gluten-free is good enough for Hollywood's elite, it might just well be worth a shot. No? The glam factor adds an entirely new dimension to this trend, making it not just a dietary choice, but a statement, which makes it quite tempting to follow the new gluten-free bandwagon when you see your favorite celebs and influencers going for it. The magic of strategic labeling, where words sell. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. How brands have hopped on the bandwagon of this phenomenon. Have you ever observed how the label gluten-free likes to greet you when you are doing your shopping? That's no accident. They have realized the power of gluten-free labels and are using them to lure customers into buying their products. Whether or not you have a gluten intolerance, the sight of that label can make you feel like you're eating better. This is all to do with perceived value. The value of gluten-free is that the label hints at something special, something slightly upscale that's worth the extra penny. And guess what? It works! Let's dig a little deeper into that idea of perceived value. The gluten-free label doesn't just imply health, it also implies quality. What is most evident from this advertisement is the way the label gluten-free not only suggests health, but also quality. Actually, it looks like the mere label gluten-free can turn the product into a superfood of sorts, meaning that it could be healthier than it really is. That is where consumer psychology comes into play. When a product is labeled gluten-free, you may assume that it is better for you, even if you don't have any reason to avoid gluten. That is a very persuasive advertising device, and brands understand perfectly how to capitalize on it. Let's talk about success stories. For instance, examine a case of Udi's Gluten-Free. What started as a small Colorado bakery has now become a massive brand, all thanks to the gluten-free boom. Following this is Bob's Red Mill, well known for its production of gluten-free grains and flours. It's also worth mentioning the Chex cereal. After they changed the wording on the package to gluten-free, the demand shot through the roof. These brands have learned how to target gluten-free consumers and are very much alive to show that this trend is here to stay. Gluten-free revolution, from supermarkets to restaurants. Anyone ever attempted to get a pizza or a pasta gluten-free at a restaurant 10 years ago? Good luck with that. Today, however, that is no longer the case. Most eating places have special menus for those who have gluten intolerances. Some eating places have transitioned into strictly gluten-free business. It isn't merely a question of inviting customers with special needs to select diet-conscious foods. It is a powerful cannon that targets the progressively emerging health-conscious consumers. And guess what? It's working. These restaurants are not just satisfying a demand, as they are making a good living out of it. But let's come back to the main question. What does all of this tell us about our relationship with food? The gluten-free craze is a bigger part that is trying to change our perceptions about food. Whether or not the food is gluten-free or not, eating has become all about creating a persona rather than survival. Given that the demand in gluten-free products is clearly growing, it's interesting to know what kind of other food trends might emerge in the future and what they'll have to say about our relationship with food. Let's face it, folks, we're living in a world where reckless eating is a rare sight. Most of us are now super mindful of what we eat and what we avoid, and that's where the gluten-free trend comes in. It's not just about cutting out gluten. It's about embracing a lifestyle that's all about wellness and sustainability. It's no longer just about, can I eat this because it's gluten-free? But does this food align with my values and will it nourish my body? Whether you're gluten intolerant or not, the gluten-free revolution represents a broader movement towards conscious eating, empowering us to take control of what we put in our bodies and make choices that align with our beliefs. As we embrace this new era of mindful consumption, one thing is clear: the gluten-free trend is here to stay, and its impact will be felt far beyond the food industry. Let's raise a fork to the gluten-free pioneers and join the movement towards a healthier, more sustainable food future. So, what do you think? Are you gluten-free? Are you thinking of going gluten-free? Please let us know in the comments section below. But that's all for today. See ya!